Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me once again for Get Your Money Right with Yvonne. I'm Yvonne. How's it going? And for those of you who are looking for the place to save money for retirement, you are indeed in the correct place. So, we're going to start this like we always do. I want to ask you, how are you doing? How are you faring? How is it going? I know we're all challenged with something these days, right? And we're not going to necessarily be struggling with the same things. But I always just want to ask the question to honor you, to honor your feelings, and just kind of let you know somebody out here cares. Do you ever, people will say things like, "How you doing?" And you'll give that canned response. You're dying inside, but you just don't want to share and just don't want to say anything. So I just want you to know that when I ask the question, I am truly interested. I want to um, help if there's anything that I can do. And this is a very supportive community. Should you choose to join, we'd love to have you. And we'll talk about that later. We will get down to it. Just enjoy and see what you think, okay? So, how's it going with me? Well, things are, okay. I've got uh, nothing too much to complain about, getting my student loans paid. Oh my goodness. Uh, I'm just, whatever money I have, I'm just throwing it at it and just knocking it back, knocking it down because, retirement is not that far off. And I could not see myself going into retirement with student loan debt. I looked at it and I go, no, this is not going to work, which I find really interesting. The manager that I have now, she's fabulous, love her. But I've had previous managers who seem to think maybe my expiration date had arrived and I needed to think about leaving. Yeah, well, that's kind of my decision, right? So, I'm doing what I can, just keeping my head above water. We can all agree with that. That's what we're all attempting to do, right? So, it's going okay. One of the things I wanted to start looking into, because I was talking to my sister, she and I, we'll sit and chat about money. It's so funny. Growing up, we were like at loggerheads, right? But now that we're adults, we're friendly. I'm friendly with both of my sisters. Don't get me wrong, but one of them I actually sit and chat about money with. And she gave me some names of people that she had run across who had experience with investments. Because one of the things I want to challenge myself to do in this year is to become more comfortable with investment information, understanding it. And as I mentioned before, someone from my custodial group, the company that houses my 401k, let's put it that way, has reached out and wants to sit down and chat with me. What are my plans? What are my goals? How can she help? And so I'm going to be doing that at the end of the month, but I really wanted to have a better handle on investment terminology, just kind of understanding it. And, I started out with kids' books, and, there's no shame. I've shown you the titles before, and I will do that again. But there's no shame going to where it makes sense. Okay, that's what this whole channel is about. Whatever makes sense. And as I've told you before, many times people don't want to talk to me about my finances, about my portfolio, because quite truthfully, it doesn't earn them enough money. And okay, I guess I get it. That's how it goes, right? The almighty dollar wins. I don't have a $500,000 portfolio, so to them, why bother? Which I find sad, but it is what it is, and we're doing what we can here to kind of help each other out, right? So I'm just starting to look into that, see what I think, see what I can find, and what will be useful for me. And this is all about breaking down things explaining concepts and things. So I will share with you whatever I come across. Believe you me, that will be done. But I was just, going through YouTube and looking at videos. Some things made sense, others did not. That's okay. You get your information wherever you can, right? You do the best you can. And, I just want to say to all of you, do the best you can. We can't compare ourselves to friends and neighbors and colleagues because, I'm the best version of me. And other people, they're the best version of themselves. And I'm not going to try to compete with that because I can't. None of us can do that. All you can do is what's right and what's best for you. So whatever you do, keep that in mind, okay? I've been investigating Roth IRA, just to kind of look at it because that is all after tax savings. I've been talking about before tax savings. So having that 401k is important, or, whatever, 403b, whatever you have access to. You want to have that because remember, having that, no, I won't say all, I don't know that the case is all employers, but many, most probably, offer some sort of a match to your retirement savings account. So if you don't have that account, then you're leaving money on the table. And the last thing we want to do is walk away from any source of income. Okay, so if you haven't already done this, make sure to go to your HR department, ask them about the retirement savings account, make sure to get it set up. And, people are asking me, how much should I put in? Well, what you put in is what you're going to get out. But if you're asking what should you start, what's the minimum you should start with, then I'm going to go ahead and say 5%. Now I'm hoping that over the years you will increase that as you get either a pay raise or a promotion, anything like that. Plan to increase that because, that's your money. You're taking care of yourself and you're taking care of your future. So whatever you do, please get that started. So I've been investigating the Roth IRA and we'll see, it's all after tax money. Right now, I don't feel like I have enough to put into that in addition to contributing to my 401k, my emergency savings, my savings accounts, period. Taking care of all of that. I just didn't feel, in addition to student loan repayment, that I had enough extra income to start the Roth IRA. I'm hoping that within the next year or so that might be doable. We will see. I don't know. And again, all we can do is one step at a time. Don't hurt yourselves. You've got to enjoy the now. I get a massage every 2 weeks. As far as I'm concerned, that is necessary. I will make sure I have the money to do that because I find that is important to me. It's important to my well-being. And also, I just planned a coffee date with one of my favorite people. He's great. We talk about work. We talk about life. It's just so much fun, and it lifts my spirits. So he and I will be meeting next weekend. Yay! And I make sure to keep in touch with, I have 2 or 3 groups of friends that I like to reach out to and keep in touch with. Keeps me grounded, keeps me, because I work from home. If I weren't careful, this would just be my life and nothing else would be there because, I don't have any workmates to see on a regular basis. So I just make sure to stay as connected to others as possible because, sometimes we get into our own heads and you don't see the forest for the trees. And you need to step back and just remind yourself you are part of something else. more than just you, more than just your family. There's a whole outside world to stay in contact with. And it's very important for me to do that. I don't know about you. And, maybe you can use the comments to kind of let all of us know what you're thinking, or let me know, directly. I love so much hearing from all of you. And oftentimes I'll get a comment and go, I hadn't thought about that. And then I do a show on that particular content. So who knows, something that you share with the community is something that we dig into a little bit deeper and see what we can find, see what we can come up with, and just kind of go from there. We're all learning. This is all a work in progress. So just keep that in mind. This is just, we're middle income people, quite truthfully. Most people don't want to talk to us because we don't have enough money that allows them to make their money. Sad but true, but that's life. And no sense getting mad and screaming at fates. It's just, okay, what do we do ourselves? I've said this before and I shall say it again. We, all of us collectively, need to be the change that we're looking for. That's, and that's fine. I understand that. And okay, let me see what I can do to make things work out for me and for my family and for my community. That's okay. That's okay. Just accept it and go on. And I just want to stay in touch with all of you because, you guys keep me thinking. Like I said, I don't want to stay in my own head. Yes, I want to take care of myself, obviously. But I also want to find things that resonate with all of you. So, please keep in touch. And I guess this is probably a good time to mention that this content is 100% free. Okay. You see where it says subscribe? Feel free to do that, because what will happen is each time I produce these videos, it'll come straight to your email. You can listen to it. You can share it with others. You can save it, whatever works for you. And make sure to save it with others. Things that you are learning here, you might be able to share with others. So, see what you think. And we would just, again, love to have you as part of this community. And, with that, we like to keep these in the 12 to 15 minute range, thereabouts. We're all on this earth for a comparatively short time, right? The universe is big, it is vast, it has been here for oh so long, and we are just a blip on the screen. And while we're here, let's be good to one another. That's what I would challenge everybody with. Just be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Look for the good in everyone, and just look for ways to share, because no matter what, we just want to we want to find love, we want to find happiness, we want to find acceptance somewhere. Somebody, something accepts us for who we are and how we interact with the world. We need that connection. We are creatures that need others. So with that, we're going to wind this up, and I thank you so very much for spending time with us and sharing with us. And like I said, send us a note, send us a thumbs up, something to let us know that we touched you, that we're on the right track, and just kind of go with that, okay? And with that, I thank you so very much for joining me for Get Your Money Right with Yvonne. I'm Yvonne. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, okay? Bye.